When we go through any challenge, or when someone tells us that for you to be blessed with Sikhi, you have to put in a lot of effort, we are not willing to put in effort. And we says, "Bahut aukha hai, it's too much work, leave it." But Sikhi is priceless. Sikhi is difficult to obtain, and you have to put in a lot of effort for it. So one day, Bhai Manjh Ji was going to collect wood, and Bhai Manjh Ji was walking and he fell into a well. So he had the pile of wood on his head. Bhai Manjh Ji held the pile of wood high up so it wouldn't get wet. Bhai Manjh Ji says, "Carry the lakkar, the wood first, so that you can send this to Guru's langar to get the langar started." When Bhai Manjh Ji came out, Guru Arjan Dev Ji was very, very pleased with them. Bhai Manjh Ji touched the feet of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Guru Sahib lifted them up and gave them a big hug, embraced them. Then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj asked, ki, "Bhai Manjh Ji, I'm very, very happy with you. Ask for something." Bhai Manjh Ji said, ki, "Maharaj, the way that I have gone through the test to obtain Sikhi, the challenges I've gone through, the test you have given me, my benti is, do not let any other Sikh to go through such test, especially in the age of Kaljug, where a small test is so difficult and it will just demotivate somebody." WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to another episode of Sikhan di Bhagat Mala, where we are exploring the Sakya of Gur Sikhs from the time of Guru Sahib. And currently we are at Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. So Bhai Gurdas Ji in Pauri number 23, they are telling us the names of all these Gur Sikhs who have met Guru Arjan Dev Ji and had really good conversations. And in this Pauri, we are going to be hearing Sakya about Bhai Manjh Ji, Bibi Rajni Ji and Sangha Ji in a version and things that have not been mentioned in the mainstream Sakya that we normally hear. So let's get straight into it. In the first Pankti of Pauri 23, Var 11, Bhai Gurdas Ji speaks about two Gur Sikhs. Tesi Jod Husang hai, Goind Gola Has Milanda. So these Gur Sikhs, Bhai Desi and Bhai Jodha Ji, they were actually Brahmins. And then they became Sikh of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. When this happened, they were shunned away by the Pandits, by the other Brahmins. They were not allowed to have Pangat together with them. They didn't want to mingle around with the two Gur Sikhs. The reason was they made allegations such ki you have left your Brahmin way of life and started following a Khatri way of life, signaling towards Guru Sahib, because Guru Sahib were all Khatri. And so then they said ki, you know, these two Gur Sikhs, ki you have left the yatra of Ganga Kanshi and started going to Amritsar, which is man-made, made by a human guru, started reading Gurbani, leaving Vedas and Shastras. So making all these allegations and then shunning them away. And it's interesting because we face these things even in this age as well. When we want to walk on the path of Sikhi, when we want to practice something that our Guru tells us to do, many a times we get shunned, we get put aside, and we get this biased behavior from those around us. Well, it's not their fault. Maybe they don't know, or they feel that this change is coming and is not good for them. So, but because of that, we feel in a way sad and maybe demotivated. When this happens, do what these two Gur Sikhs did. They didn't allow this negativity to conquer them or overcome their emotion and then they leave the path of Sikhi, but rather they went straight to the Guru to ask Guru Sahib to help them. So they said, "Sache Parchar, we have obtained your naam, we have become your Sikha. Now tell us, how do we answer these Brahmins?" So now Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, first of all, they are explaining about Amritsar, because the question came ki Amritsar is you know, a man-made compared to Kanshi and the Ganga Nadi. So Amritsar city, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, is not just the yatra of Ishnan in the Sarovar, but rather is a yatra of Naam as well. Now it is in this place where you do Ishnan of both the Sarovar to cleanse your physical body and also the Ishnan of Naam, which is to cleanse your mind. So Maharaj then tells the Sakhi ki once a Sikha asked Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, ki Maharaj, why did you decide to build Harmandir Sahib? So Harmandir Sahib, that complex in the middle of the Sarovar. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, just like you need a boat, a ship, to go across the ocean from one point to the other, similarly, Harmandir Sahib is that boat, is that ship that takes us across this worldly ocean. Because why? It is within Harmandir Sahib, there's 24 hours Gurbani Kirtan being played, and that is the Ishnan, that is the pilgrimage of Naam. That's where Naam is blessed, given to us by Guru Sahib, and it cleanses our mind, so which means purifies our mind and helps us to connect to Paramatma. So now Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj then tells the Sikh ki these Brahmins, these Pandit, they made allegations ki you don't even practice the rituals of the Hindu tradition, Ekadasi, fasting and this and so on, that you have followed the Sikh way of life. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, how do you answer this point? Tell them ki a Sikh keeps fast every day of their life. How? Through santok, contentment. We don't leave fasting for a certain day of the week or a certain day of the month. We don't do that. For us, contentment, santok, is practiced daily. Fasting in what sense? The words that we speak, the things that we see, the clothes that we wear, the food that we consume, even the things, the materialistic things that we consume and we use, we buy, we purchase. Maharaj says a Sikh always have self-restraint in what they consume and what they practice. So tell them ki for a Hindu, for a Pandit, for a Brahmin, they practice Ekadasi, which comes once in every fortnight. But Guru Sahib says ki a Sikh practices Ekadasi every day, which means the practice of self-restraint, fasting, contentment is a daily practice. Then Maharaj explains who is a true Brahmin. Gurbani says, Kaho Kabir, jo Brahma bichar hai, so Brahman kahiyat hai hamare. Who is a true Brahmin? Not the one who says, I'm a Brahmin and become egoistic of their identity, but a true Brahmin is one who recognizes that Paramatma is in each and every being in this world. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, a Brahmin who is egoistic of their own identity is not a Brahmin, but rather a Chandal, which is an untouchable, or who deals with corpses and so on. Just like in the houses of a Chandal, you will see corpse bodies, dead bodies, blood and bones and so on. Similarly, recognize that this body is also full of the same thing, blood, bones and just flesh and nothing more than that. So a Brahmin is one who does not take pride in their identity, but rather practices the true gyan of seeing Paramatma in everyone. So in the next Pankti, Bhai Gurdas Ji tells, Mohan Kuka Vakhaniye Tutto Jode Jam Suhanda. So this is about few Gursikhs here, Bhai Govinda, Bhai Golla, Bhai Mohan Ji, from the Cook lineage. So they came to meet Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj and they asked this question, Maharaj, how can we be liberated? Please enlighten us. So Maharaj tells them to remember two things. Now it's interesting. Maybe we know that Guru Sahib always tells us to remember Naam, remember WhyGuru Ji. But here Guru Sahib tells them you need to remember something else alongside that as well, and that is remembering death. So death is something, it has become a taboo in a sense that we say, nahi gal na karo, don't speak about it, It's a very sad thing, a very gloomy thing. But Maharaj says this is a true deal here, this is truth, that death is going to come one day. So why are you not speaking about it? So Maharaj is telling the Gursikh ki recite Naam constantly, Simran karo, and also remember the reality of death as well. Now what happens when you remember both? When you remember Naam, when you recite Naam and do Simran, your past sins are washed away, which means your Sanchit Karam, your Pralabdha Karam are washed away. When you remember death, that one day I too will perish, I too will leave this world, then your desire to commit new sins or do bad things, that desire, that thought will go away, which means that you won't be creating new karams or bad sins or collecting bad accounts in your life. So this is the way you can attain liberation. Then after that, two Gursikhs then came and asked Guru Sahib, Bhai Jodha, Bhai Jamuji. They said, Maharaj, when you speak about meditating on Naam, is interesting because the reason we meditate on Naam is to cleanse our mind, and with a focused mind we can remember Paramatma and meditate. But the problem here is our mind is unable to focus. What do? Should we not do Naam Simran, or are we doing it the wrong way? So Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj then says that this is the nature of mind. The mind is chanchal. The mind is not meant to allow you to do Simran. It's running around, constantly thinking, constantly working. So you do what you're supposed to do, which is Naam Simran. Now, each time your mind wanders, each time your mind goes and a thought comes in, it's okay. It will take time. Always bring your mind back. So when you're doing Simran or when you're reading Gurbani, your mind runs away, goes somewhere else, a thought comes in, and then the thought takes you away. You start, thinking about everything else, but you're still reading Gurbani, you're still doing your Naam Simran. When you realize that you have lost focus, your mind is not focusing, bring it back. When you constantly do this, then the gap between one thought and the other thought will shorten, which means that rather than having long gaps where your mind is not focusing, with constant practicing of bringing your mind back, that gap will start to shorten. So in the next Pankti, we are going to hear about the Sakhi of Bhai Manjh Ji. So Bhai Gurdas Ji says, Manya Punnu Parwan hai, Pirana Gur Pai Chalanda. So this is the Sakhi of two Gursikhs, Bhai Manjh Ji and Bhai Pirana Ji. Now these two Gursikhs were followers of Sakhi Sarwar. When they came to Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, they says, Maharaj, please make us your Sikh. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, that's not possible because you are followers of Sakhi Sarwar. And and the path of Sikhi is not an easy path. It's a very difficult thing to obtain. Sikhi is durlabh, is very precious and only given to those who are worthy of it and those who have good karam, good fortune. So Bhai Manjh Ji and Bhai Pirana Ji says, Ki Maharaj, please bless us with Sikhi, with Naam. We were from the Hindu background. We started, worshipping Sakhi Sarwar, and we realized that we have gone very far away from our dharam. So now we have come to you asking for your help, your guidance. Guru Sahib says, then first thing first, go back to your home and demolish the shrine of Sakhi Sarwar. Then come back to me. So they didn't delay. They went back home and they demolished the shrine and they came back and they started staying with Guru Arjan Dev Ji doing seva. Now Guru Sahib was very specific. Guru Sahib says to Bhai Pirana Ji that you will do Jaldi seva and you will make sure that the fire is constantly lit in the Guru's kitchen to make langar. Then for Bhai Manjh Ji, Guru Sahib says that your seva is to bring lakra, to bring wood for the langar, and your seva is then also to wash the dirty utensils, the dirty pande of the Sangat. You must also listen to Katha twice a day. So Bhai Manjh Ji just said Sat Bhajan. After some time, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj asked Bhai Manjh Ji, Ki Bhai Manjh Ji, where do you eat langar from? Then Bhai Manjh Ji says, I eat Guru ka langar. Then Guru Sahib says, well, if you eat langar in the same place that you're doing seva, it's no longer seva but rather a labor. You are working. Then don't eat from Guru ka langar. So Bhai Manjh Ji says, Sat Bhajan. So time went by and they started eating from other Sikhs. Any Sikh who gives them food or invites them or feed them, Bhai Manjh Ji would eat or eat their own kirt kamai. Then Guru Sahib came and asked, Bhai Manjh Ji, now how do you, where do you get your food from? What do you eat? And Bhai Manjh Ji says, well, I eat whatever the Sikh gives me. Then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, in that case, if a Sikh willingly and lovingly gives you food, then you should only eat 1/4 of that amount and give the rest to others. Vandke Shakana. And Bhai Manjh Ji said Sat Bhajan. Now time went by, Bhai Manjh Ji and Bhai Pirana Ji were doing seva. One day they got news that their house was captured by the Mughals and their livestock was stolen as well. And the people around started talking the reason why this is happening to them is because they demolished Sakhi Sarwar's shrine. So this is a revenge or a bad karam or something that they're going through. They have to pay for it. Both Gursikh went to Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj and Guru Sahib says that you don't have to worry about anything. Maharaj told them, Bhai Pirana Ji, Bhai Manjh Ji, Kheti Khasma Seti, that the kheti, that the field of seva you have done here is parwan in the house of your Khasam, house of Paramatma, which means all your livestock, your house, your property, your wealth in this world, and the property and the wealth of Naam, both are taken care of. You don't have to worry about anything. Then both Gursikhs said, something really beautiful. He says, Maharaj, what if the wealth in a dream is lost? It doesn't matter. You have given us the wealth of Nam. Now, what does this mean, the wealth of dream? Because this world is just a dream. In that moment of a dream, we see things in the dream as real. Everything looks real. But then when the dream is over, then whatever was seen in that dream is also gone. So this world is like that. And both Guru Sikhs says, what if the wealth is gone? It doesn't matter to us. We have the wealth of Nam. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj was very, very pleased with them and blessed them with Nam and gave them Charan Pahal and made them Guru Sikhs. And now when they went back home, they saw that everything came back to normal. Their house was fine. Their livestock were also fine. So one day Bhai Manjh Ji was going to collect wood and it started raining. The clouds became dark. And Bhai Manjh Ji was walking and he fell into a well. So he had the pile of wood on his head. Bhai Manjh Ji held the pile of wood high up so it wouldn't get wet. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj found out and they came to the jungle with the Sikha and they heard some sound coming from this well. And when the Sikha saw, it was Bhai Manjh Ji. So they threw the pail down and Bhai Manjh Ji says, carry the lakkar, the wood first, so that you can send this to Guru's langar to get the langar started, and then I will come out. When Bhai Manjh Ji came out, Guru Arjan Dev Ji was very, very pleased with them. Bhai Manjh Ji touched the feet of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Guru Sahib lifted them up and gave them a big hug, embraced them. When Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj hugged Bhai Manjh Ji, at that point, Bhai Manjh Ji's third eye opened. They obtained wisdom, the gyan, knowledge of the past, present and the future. Then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj asked, Bhai Manjh Ji, I'm very, very happy with you. Ask for something. Bhai Manjh Ji said, Maharaj, you have given me everything already. Whatever is in my karam, I've obtained it. But if there is something that you want to give me, then bless me that my desire to ask for anything is no longer there. I do not have any desire for anything. Maharaj says, you will get that as well. Ask for something else. Then Bhai Manjh Ji said, Maharaj, my benti is the way that I have gone through the test to obtain Sikhi, the challenges I've gone through, the test you have given me, my benti is do not let any other Sikh to go through such tests, especially in the age of Kaljuk, where a small test is so difficult and it will just demotivate somebody. It's so interesting because it is happening right now. When we go through any challenge or when someone tells us that for you to be blessed with Sikhi, you have to put in a lot of effort. We are not willing to put in effort. And we says, Bahut kaya, it's too much work, leave it. But Sikhi is priceless. Sikhi is difficult to obtain and you have to put in a lot of effort for it. But once you have Sikhi, once you're blessed with Sikhi, then everything becomes easy. It's just like studying. Our whole life, from the age of 3-4 years old, when we are put in play school, preschool, until we are 17 years old, we are studying every single day. And that's not done, that's not enough. Then you have to go to college, you have to go to universities. Technically, for 20 over years, we are studying. For what? To get a job, and in that job, which we work for another 30-40 years. For what? To collect money? If we think about a bigger picture, we are willing to put in effort for the world, but very little effort we try to put in for Sikhi. So where is our priority right now? Then Maharaj says to Bhai Manjh Ji, that's fine. I will not test my Sikh in the age of Kaljuk like how I've tested you. Ask for something else. So Bhai Manjh Ji then said, Maharaj, please bless me with unbroken faith and love towards you. And Maharaj was so pleased. Maharaj hugged Bhai Manjh Ji and said, Manjh pyara Guru nu, Gur Manjh pyara, Manjh Guru ka boheta jagalangan hara. Ki Bhai Manjh Ji is beloved to the Guru, just like how the Guru is beloved to Bhai Manjh Ji. And Bhai Manjh Ji is a boat that will take everyone across this ocean, this whirly ocean of Kaljuk. In the next panktiyan, Hamja Jajja Janiye Bala Marwaha Vigsanta Nirmal Nano Ohri Nal Suri Chaudhary Rhanda. And this is a few Guru Sikhs here who came to meet Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, Bhai Hamja Jajja Ji, Bhai Bala Marwaha, Bhai Nano Ohri, Bhai Suri Chaudhary. They wanted to hear about the greatness of Amritsar Shahar. They said, Maharaj, we hear ki in other yatra like Kanshi, Haridwar, every animate and inanimate object, movable, immovable objects, they are saved, they attain liberation. What about Amritsar Shahar? Is it the same, or is it only those who come and take a bath here, only they are liberated? Now, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj tells the Sakya of Bibi Rajni Ji. They said there was once a woman who came to meet me with her husband. She says, Ki Maharaj, I'm the daughter of Amka Tani, the king of Patti. And one day my father got really angry with me because the king had 7 daughters and Bibi Rajni Ji was the youngest. So the king asked everyone, Ki, who sustains you? Who takes care of you? Everyone said, it's you, father. But Bibi Rajni Ji said, it's Paramatma who sustains us. So my father got really upset and married me off with a leper. So I put him in a car and carry him and pull him everywhere I go. One day we reached Amritsar city and I let him rest under a ber tree. And this is a Dukh Banjani Bedi in Harmandir Sahib complex, where there's a place for Bibiya and Singhs to do Ishnan. And it was the day of Vaisakhi, Bibi Rajni Ji tells Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. So I left my husband there to go into the city to beg for food for both of us. And when I came back, I didn't see my husband there. Rather, I met this man here who claims to be my husband. And he tells me that he witnessed black crows entering the Sarovar and coming out as white swans. And he says, I too jumped into the Sarovar and my leprosy, my bimari, my illness was gone and I could walk. Now, Guru Sahib, please tell me, is this person really my husband? Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj then said, I closed my eyes, and when I closed my eyes, I had darshan of Guru Amar Das Ji, who told me that this is Bibi Rajni Ji's husband. It's interesting because then Guru Amar Das Ji was the one who gave all the instruction to Guru Ram Das Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji on how to build the Sarovar. And the first Sarovar ever built was the Bauli Sahib Sarovar in Goindwal Sahib. Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj says that there's 84 steps in Bauli Sahib, and each step, if you do one full Japji Sahib, every step you do for 84 steps, your 8.4 million life cycles can be cut, can be destroyed. Now, Guru Amar Das Ji gave specific instruction that you have to build the Amritsar Sarovar and build Harmandir Sahib in the middle of the Sarovar. And in Harmandir Sahib, you're going to do Prakash of the Ad Granth. And this place is going to be called Harmandir, the house of Paramatma. Now, in this place, Hari's Naam, Har Jas will be sung 24 hours a day. And Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj then also instructed Guru Arjan Dev Ji to build Har Ki Pauri. So if you go to Harmandir Sahib and see Har Ki Pauri there, Utte Guru Sahib says whoever does Ishnan in Har Ki Pauri obtains supreme status, Param Gati, in the Darbar of Paramatma. Then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj also told about the greatness of Taran Taran Sahib Gurdwara as well. Ki Itthe whoever comes here and does Ishnan on the day of Masya, new moon, they will get a lot of blessings. So Taran Taran, interestingly, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says ki the bricks of Taran Taran were stolen, and Guru Sahib says because they were stolen, I stopped the construction of Taran Taran Sahib in the middle, and I said ki in the future a time will come where my Sikha will retrieve back the bricks and rebuild and complete the construction of Taran Taran Sahib. So it's true enough, in 1766, by Jassa Singh Ramgarhia, the missiles, they got together and attacked the person's house, the policeman's house, Noordi's house, who stole the bricks, took back the bricks and completed the construction of Taran Taran Sahib. So here there's a lot of discussion going on about Govindwal Sahib, Taran Taran Sahib and Amritsar Sahib. And then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj also told the Saki of Santokh Sahib as well, that we spoke about in the previous body, on how there was a yogi who was found there meditating since the previous yoga, and they had a darshan of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj and they were liberated. So this yogi who was found in Santokh Sahib, when Guru Arjan Dev Ji dug up the place and they saw this yogi meditating, they carried the yogi, straightened the limbs, bathed him, showered him, applied oil and musk all over his body. And when he awakened, he realized he has had darshan of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. And the yogi says, I was a disciple of Raja Janak in Treta Yuga. but I have not obtained spiritual wisdom. And Raja Janak then told me, can meditate in this place, and in the age of Kaljuk, you will meet the fifth form of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, who will give you spiritual wisdom. Now the Jogi asked Guru Sahib this question, Ki Maharaj, is this world real or false? If it's false, why does it seem that it's real? And if it's real, why do wise people stay away from it or want to come out from this illusion? Guru Sahib then says, Ki this world is just like a dream, and in that dream, momentarily, everything seems real. But when the dream is over, then you realize Ki it was just a fake illusion, is non-existent. Similarly, if we look at a magic show, the magic show, it's fake, it's an illusion, but the magician is real. You look at a puppet show, the puppeteer is real, but the puppet, the show, is an illusion. Similarly, Brahm, Paramatma, is real, and Paramatma has created this world which is an illusion, and it's playing a form of game. Now, the question that the yogi asks is, are they different? The Mara says, Ki Brahm and the creation are not different. If you look at a seed, from one seed, the tree grows, and the tree then gives fruits as well. From one Brahm, the whole creation comes about, and within the fruits of that tree is the same seed. Similarly, within the creation is the same Brahm as well. If you look at a pot, there's space everywhere. The creation of the pot and the destruction of the pot does not determine whether space is there or not. Space is not subjected to the creation or the destruction of the pot. Whether you create a pot, there's space in it. When you destroy a pot, there's space everywhere. So Brahm is not subjected to the creation or destruction of this world. It's just present. It's just omnipresent, and it's for us to recognize this reality. So the yogi was very pleased with Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj and says, Ki I have found the answers to my question, and he left his body in Santokhsar. He passed away in Santokhsar, and in that place Guru Sahib has built Santokhsar Sarovar as well. And then Maharaj has also built Bibeksar Sarovar and Ramsar Sarovar as well. So in the next Pankti, there's a question, very interesting question, the Gursikhs asked Guru Sahib. Parbat Kala Mehra Naal Nihalu Save Karanda. Pai Kala Mehra and Pai Nihalu Ji, they lived in the mountains, and they used to serve any Sikh who came to the hilly area, or came to meet them, or just any passerby. One day they asked Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, Amritsar city, we are pretty sure that there are sinners who live here as well, not just holy people, not just sadhu, not just Gursikhs, but also sinners. How will they be saved? Because Amritsar city, you have said, is so pavitr. It's that everyone can get a chance to attain mukti here. What about them? Will they ever be saved? So Maharaj then says, Ki Tamsik, which means sinners, people who are very egoistic and only think about themselves, commit sins, do bad deeds. Tamsik people, even though they're in Amritsar city, when they die, they will be born as the Neech Joon, such as insects, snakes, dogs, ghosts, and crows. But as they take rebirth again in Amritsar city, time after time in different life forms, they will eventually come a time where their karam are being cut because they're taking birth in different life form, and they will be born as a human, and in Amritsar they'll get a chance to do bhakti and to do meditation here. And this way their life cycle will come to an end. But think about it, it's going to take such a long time. But Maharaj says everything in Amritsar gets an opportunity to attain mukti. Then the next pankti, Kakka Kalo Surma Kad Ramdas Bachan Mananda. Gursikhs are asking this question, Ki, do warriors also get liberation or only saints? And Guru Sahib says, there are two types of warriors here. The warriors who fight for righteousness, Dharam Jyota, and sacrifices themselves, and towards the end of their life, they remember Paramatma. These warriors become one with WhyGuru and obtain the highest status. The second type of warriors are those who just kill and destroy and think just about killing and destroying and seeking revenge. But at the end, they do sacrifice themselves, but they forget to remember the Creator. These warriors, they will go to heavens and enjoy the pleasures of heavens, but they will come back again in the world and become a good king, become a king. They will have Raj in this world, but they will still have to come back and do their bhakti. So the Gursikhs then said, Ki Maharaj Pai Sadhu Ji and Pai Ramdas Ji then said, Ki Maharaj, in that case, we just want to live in Amritsar and want to breathe our last breath here. And the last Sakhi is about Pai Setha, Pai Sapaga and Pai Ugwanda Ji. Seth Sapaga Chuni ho, Arore Paga Ugwanda, Sanmukh Ekdu Ek Chadanda. Bhai Gurdas speaks about all these Gursikhs and says, Ekdu Ek Chadandiya, Kaun Jane Mera Naam Ji. That every Sikh that came to me, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, one is always better than the other. So these Gursikhs, Pai Sirta, Pai Spaga, Pai Ugwanda, they were Arora Sikh and they would do seva of Sikh and do night duty seva and give Sikh, all the Sikh, their kapade, food, and they did so much of seva. And Pai Gurdas Ji says ki all the Sikh of Guru Arjan Dev Ji is one greater than the other. Ekdu ek janandiya. So these Pauri Sangaji is extremely long and it doesn't do justice to just summarize in one video. I highly suggest you to read it, especially when it comes to the greatness of Amritsar Shahar, why you must do Panch Sarovar Ishnan in Santokh Sar, what do you obtain in Bibek Sar, what do you obtain in Ram Sar, where Guru Sahib wrote Sukhmani Sahib Di Bani, what do you obtain in Ram Sar, what do you obtain in Bibek Sar, in Santokh Sar, in Amritsar and Khalsa. So Harmandir Sahib, Amritsar city is not just a Ishnan of the body, you go to Sarovar and you do Ishnan, but this is one place where is the Ishnan of the body and the mind. You have the Tirath of Pani, of holy water, and you have the Tirath of Naam as well. So around the ocean, the worldly ocean is the house of Paramatma, is the home of Paramatma. And what do you get in the home of Paramatma? Nanak ke kar keval naam. You get naam in the house of Paramatma, which then helps you, guides you to connect to Paramatma and become one. So hopefully you were able to understand this story and pulan chukan dikima. WhyGuru Ji ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji ki Fateh.